Yo, 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 welcome back, guys. I'm SMS, and this is GM Chat presented by SMS Live. Let's get into it. It's going to be a busy day, so try to keep up. There's going to be a lot of fun things going on, so I've been kind of announcing them throughout the timeline, spaces, all of that kind of good stuff. Looks like the volume's good to go, so we'll keep it rocking. But again, guys, welcome back to GM Chat. This is the morning space where we get it off to a solid start. We kick your day off with Solana Made Simple. We'll give you the latest on Bitcoin, Solana, what's going on in the Web3 world. On GM Chat, we always start off with, first things first. We get the mindset right, we get things kind of aligned, and we kind of get that perspective kind of on the same path. It's just one of those things I think I don't know. It's just what I like to do, guys. So anything worth having is going to cost you something. I think we talked about this the other day. Success doesn't come easy. You're going to fail your way to it. Bottom line. The thing is, like, you got to make a precedent on this is what I want to do. These are my goals. This is what I'm willing to do to get there. Most people write down what they want, but they don't write down what they're willing to give up to get there. And that's the biggest thing, man. Setbacks are a lesson. Every mistake is a step forward. So like, keep pushing. So even if you get to that point and you fuck up, just know that is getting you prepared for that next level, and never give up on yourself. Never give up on your dreams. Honestly, you chasing your dreams probably affects more people than you would ever imagine. They might not even come to you and say like, "Yo, you kept going. I even doubted your ass." And one of the things is you hear people say your haters will become your congratulators, and that's the truth. Like, people will come up to you and be like, "Yo, I used to fucking think you're the most annoying person, but you just kept showing up. You kept doing this shit," and it means a lot. I was kind of sharing that in some spaces and stuff like that, but we're not going to dwell too much on it. But that is the name of the game, guys. Get your mindset right. Wake up in the morning, say your prayers, say your affirmations. I literally do these every single morning. I text my agent. I say GM. It prompts me with my stuff, and I could do it on my own, but I like to have the structure set down so I know that the intention is there. That's the biggest point about this. But I don't know. We also like to cover crypto news, Web3 culture, what's going on in what's moving the space forward. No fluff, just straight talk. The name of the game, like I said, is showing up daily, bringing the vibes, bringing the value, and having a good time along the way. Keeping it honest and keeping it consistent will take you so much further. But yeah, that's what we got going on for today. Just a quick update on my schedule. It's probably one of the more busiest days I've had in quite a while. I don't know why it's not showing me everything I got here. What the hell is this? No. This is what happens when you update your. There we go. So I just got done the space with Gambles, with Full Vibes with Nick Gambles. You guys check that out every single morning, 8 a.m. Tomorrow they are going to be debuting Ginsu. If you guys don't know who Ginsu is, G4G, he's the Guardian, rocking it out with the Soul Flare army over there, Empire rather. Listen to these guys, man. They remind me a lot of my previous self. Some of these people are newer to the space, and they found their voices, they found their community, they found the people, and they're building within. And he's one of those people, very, very much to jump on a mic and show a lot of flowers. But I think that he brings a lot of value as well. So looking forward to tapping into that and seeing what kind of takes we have. If it's his first time hosting, I'm surprised because he talks so much on spaces. I would imagine that he's hosted spaces at this point. But either way, Bull Vibes with Nick Gambles and Ginsu tomorrow at 8 a.m. It was a fun one this morning. A little bit more laid back, smaller crowd, but one of those random ones asked me last minute to show up. So we do what we got to do. We show up for the people and we don't leave them hanging. That's the most lousiest shit in the world. Make a plan with somebody and back out when you know you could be there. Kind of person are you? Who raised you? But at 9 a.m., guys, we start the GM chat. You're here right now, so thank you so much for being part of this, guys. If you could share it out there, get some more people, get some more attention on the timeline as we tap into the different topics. At 11 a.m., I'm going to be hosting with Kaizen. Omi Omai is the other host there. This is Spotlight 33, and a lot of bullish stuff going on there. I went through all of the different projects and companies and brands and everything that we're going to be talking about. But I'm very excited about this because I was actually asking them, the guy that hosts the space, Omi Omai, if he wanted to come on to one of my spaces, and he said, "Why don't we do this?" And I was like, "Fuck yeah, let's do that." That sounds like a great idea. But let me go ahead and share this out so you guys can take a look at the lineup. This is a go-to lineup, I will say. Let's see. Pull this up here. All right, there we go. live and direct. Let me hit this one. I don't know why it does that. This one looks much better. Let me just double check. I did send this out to a couple people, see if they wanted to come into the stream this morning and join into the conversation. Let me just take a minute to go through the DMs and see if anybody has responded to that. And if you didn't, I'm not going to be upset at all. I'm just giving you guys an opportunity to try to kind of bring to fruition what I'm talking about. I see Spaces as an opportunity to extend or streams to be an extension of Spaces. I think that you can still bring people up. I try to remind you, you could just rock a PFP, or you could be, a video person like me. And be part of these. Nick was saying, well, with Spaces, more people can come up and ask questions. Dude, I can have 9 other people on this space coming up and asking questions. It's a matter of people wanting to press the button or not. Everybody thinks that they have to have this elaborate setup. I got a fucking lamp, a cell phone, a light over here, all of this extra shit. This is new. You can get one of these little jobbies. It's a little microphone, plugs into your phone, and have a little bit more of a crispy voice. But if you got an iPhone and decent connection, you'd be good to go. But you guys are more than welcome to jump in. But back to the Kaizen Spotlight 33. As you guys can see up here, where is my screen? We got Prestocks, Citadel, DeFi DevCorp, Xtrade, Cabbage, Watt, and Nikki Scance is going to be joining us for the conversation. We're going to be tapping into Solana DeFi and what's cooking over here. One of the things I noticed with a lot of these projects and platforms up here, there is a deep-rooted TradFi connection. There's a little bit something that's interesting to me, because me coming from a little bit more of a traditional finance background with stocks, options, calls, puts, all of that kind of stuff. High frequency trading was what I loved, because it was like I can make more money in my 3 hours than I can in this 8-hour workday back when I was working construction. And that's what got me here. It showed me what you can actually do with your money. But this is going to be going off at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to go ahead and hit this with a little bit of a repost to populate it on the timeline. And if you guys don't mind, go set your reminders for that. It's going to be a good one. And repost this at the same time so we get more people into the stream as well. It doesn't look like anybody responded, wanted to come up. Not a big deal. I'm just sending it out there as an invitation. You guys are more than welcome to do as you please. But what else do we got going on here? All right. So after that space, we're going to be rocking back out with the daily stream at 3 p.m. That's sometime after 3 p.m. As you guys know, I keep a little bit of a flexibility with the later streams, just because life happens. I am going to want to eat food at some point today. I'm going to want to go to the gym at some point today. I'm sure that there's some point that I need to film content and put it out. But the last, I guess I got up around 6 a.m. today, and we've been constantly gassed down, full throttle all the way to Valhalla. But again, daily stream should be sometime after 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and then 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, rocking out with Solana Chillin', powered by DD Gaming Labs, and the founder, the dev, Solana Dean. He will be hosting that with me. So make sure you guys tune into that. There is a post that I have out here on my timeline. You guys can get all the links and all of that kind of fun stuff. But if you just keep your notifications on, you'll see it pop up. What else do we got? I think that's pretty much all of the news I got as far as scheduling and what's going on today. I did make this right here. I will share this with you guys because I like writing. I like articles, and I like these more than threads, to be honest with you. I think that they're just organized a little bit different. And when you do search results, these typically come up a little bit better on SEO for YouTube. So if somebody types in Solana DeFi or Solana staking, like this should be one of those things that hit. But I put together an article right here. I'm going to repost this as well so you guys can see. It should populate on your timelines. But this is explaining to you exactly, why Marinade Finance is Solana's number one staking protocol. So if you're holding SOL and you're not staking, you're missing out. But staking isn't just about earning rewards. It's about how you earn them and how secure your assets are and how much control you actually keep. That's where Marinade Finance comes in. With over $2 billion in staked Solana, Marinade is the go-to staking solution on Solana, trusted by everyone from individual investors to institutions. As you guys know, I posted a video about Upexi, which they just bought an additional, bag of Solana. They're up to 1.8 million Solana, worth about 331, annually getting $26 million in rewards from staking their Solana with about an 8% APR. That's huge. That, like, when you're seeing companies just completely go all in and betting big on Solana like that, follow the smart money. You're seeing all of these bigger institutional inflows. You're seeing the ETFs being filed. You're seeing people pushing for these types of things to come up. And let's see what else. You guys can read the rest of this. Like I said, I like writing these articles, and somebody mentioned to me like, "Hey, I haven't seen you write anything," so I put that one out there for you guys to take a look at. Other than that, I'm extremely excited for next Monday. The shipping of the Seeker is coming out, so let's go ahead and take a look at that real quick, and then we'll tap into a couple other topics. It is 9:17. We'll be keeping this running for about an hour. 20 minutes in right now. Things are going good, so let's take a quick look at. Here's my control panel. As you guys know, I like my new little setup right here, so I can just go clickety clack. All right, guys, I'm excited for that. I can't wait for it. I didn't get the Saga, but I definitely was able to put the pre-order in for this. It's something I didn't want to miss out on. I think that this is a precursor to what the Saga was kind of envisioning. I think that the flywheel, everybody hates that. I love the buzzword. I don't care. I think the flywheel with SKR and what Solana Mobile is looking to do is going to set a precedent across the board for Web3 and what is capable with mobile and the crypto, Web3, all of those kind of things. I think that stepping away from the computers, stepping away from the desks and stuff like that is certainly where we want to be. It just gives more freedom, more in general. So, yeah, there's that. But like I said, that comes out next Monday, and I'm curious if you guys did your pre-order. I know a lot of you guys jumped in there at the last minute and stuff like that. But either way, excited about that. Let's see what else we got here. I do want to take a look at prices now that we have a good amount of you guys in here. Let's pull up this chart, share this tab, switch it back over. Still chopping. Why didn't it share this tab? Just try that again. There we go. All right, let's go here. Well, I guess we can remove this for the time being. Get rid of this guy. So somebody was asking me my price prediction or whatever, where I see things going. Well, I would just say this: the fact that we have created this resistance and then bounced on top of that as support, and we've gone up to this leg, we have this little bit of an area of we're not sure where things are going to fall if they come down. But the fact that we are in this channel, just chopping straight across here, we've seen what happens. The last time we were doing something similar to this, look at this right here. Basically, same kind of pattern, just chop to the side, condensing. You could, allude to this being a bull flag, and this is, just waiting for that moment to pop off. So I do think 120 to 140 is in the playbook pretty easily. It just seems like that's the way things want to go. If we get a little bit of a kickback, I don't know if we go much lower than right about here, like 112 to 110 might be the area that we find some support and bounce, if we even get that low. But the way that this thing looks like it's playing out, you look like you want to keep legging up to this little circled area where it's 140 to 180,000. for Bitcoin. I think that you're going to see a pump with alts as well. I think that both of these are going to play, into that whole kind of effect. And you can see the trend along here. So I guess we could replace that actually. I'll probably fix this later, but you'll see the idea. So if this drops all the way to here, I'm fine with that. That's going to take us to the end of August. And then if it continues along this trend, absolutely fine with me. It just means that we're getting more people accumulating and looking to go higher. That's all that this says. Like, we're seeing people, buying Bitcoin by the millions, guys. Like, it's no joke. There's huge institutional participation at this point. We're seeing, altcoins being bought up. The fact that you're able to swap your Solana straight over to Bitcoin and people are minting their Bitcoins for Solana. It's the most, we'll talk about that in another space. It's going to be an interesting conversation. But the whole space we had or stream regarding Solana made simple and why Bitcoin needs Solana. I mean, it's proof in case that we're moving towards a more active crypto world where we want to be able to have this stuff and use it. We want the store value, but we want the speed and the execution. Solana makes that possible with ZBTC. And I mean, that's just a focus of mine. It's Bitcoin's always been the end game. The fact that we have it on Solana now, I'm extremely bullish. You can get yield from it. You don't have to KYC, you don't have to break those walls or succumb to those walls and do those kind of custodial things that you have done everything to get away from. This makes it possible on that end. So we'll see where that falls, but we're at $118,215 for Bitcoin right now. Just chop it straight along. I just think that it's only a matter of time till we bounce back up. If we do go down again, 110, something like that. Lowest you probably go. I don't think you go lower than 100,000 at this point during this leg or local tops or whatever. I'm not saying that we never go back and revisit these areas. I'm just saying during this leg, I think that we don't go lower than this. I feel like we've built so much support and resistance. You see it back here. You see it here. This is year over year. We're almost, into the, fall and the winter time. And we're seeing this play out exactly the way that most of us kind of wanted it to. Patience is going to win, and putting your assets in position to work for themselves is going to help you even more. So stake your Solana and get some Bitcoin with BTC Sol. Oh, you might be asking what that is. Well, let me show you.
Now quickly, look at the lob. Zion's there. Plays it ahead of board. Now quickly, look at the lob.
When I think of Marinade Finance and I think of Zeus Network, I think of Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant playing 2-on-2 basketball against everybody. I just think that that's like one of the best dynamic duos that you're going to see in the space. And I mean, I'm not saying that there's not other really cool things going on. I'm just being extremely biased as well. So let's take a look on the daily here. See what we got cooking. All right. When you look close here, these are basically months. Each block of this is a month. Where we're looking at the daily for each tick of each candle is a day worth of time. And I was saying this to somebody earlier today. They were saying, it wasn't a great start. And I'm like, what do you mean? It was since we hit 100. This is for Solana, for the record. Since we broke over this point right here, filled the gap over 120, we've barely retraced below that. Sure, there's a few times where it did wick down, but you can see this line all the way across here. We consistently bounced and bounced and bounced on top of this thing, and absolutely amazing stuff to see that. And that's why, I mean, just looking at this trend right here, looking at the higher lows, looking at the setup on the chart, looking at this fill the gap, the W forming, Everything is looking pretty damn good here. If you look at this gap, the distance from here to here, we've even filled that all the way up here. So it's like, it's a beautiful setup. It also makes me think that we are looking, let me change this chart up here. If you look at this year over year, this is the last cycle where we went into this huge bear market all the way down here. Now, if you look at the gap, is this the right one? No, I don't think this is it. Let me look again. Where's my Coinbase one? This should be the better one. And let me take a look at some messages real quick. Here. Oh, bullish news, guys. We just got an announcement from Kaizen. There's an additional project that is going to be joining us on this panel. Even more bullish sentiment, guys. I'm telling you, this is going to be a banger. Make sure you go set your reminders or make sure you got some time available to tune in and tap into the conversation. I think it's going to be a good one. All right, this looks better. This looks crazy. This is the mayhem that let me get rid of this mayhem. This is the mayhem I was looking for right here. All right. Again, if you don't see rockets in the TA, they're not telling you the truth. This is how you really do TA. I learned this from my bros at BlackRock. Just kidding. I did not learn that. I just do it for fun. But anyway, my point about this was, if you look year over year, if you look cycle to cycle, if you look at local tops, whatever, previous price action, blah, 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 you can just draw a line straight across the damn chart and you can see that, oh, okay, this is a point where it bounced all the way back here. This is where it broke down. This is where it tried to break through and it wasn't able to hold that, and it came all the way back down here. But we sure as shit filled the gap all the way across there. Now, if you measure from here to here and you put it on this little leg, I try to show you guys this. It's pretty easy and simple way for you to start taking advantage of the charts and the indicators that you got. Let's put this somewhere down here. You're never going to see me stress about this and try to make this shit look perfect, because there is room for error with everything. You just got to adjust and flow with it. And this is just an indicator. So you go to your cup, you go to the bottom of your handle, and you put this up here. This should show you where this is headed. And since we did this mapped out perfectly here, which if you draw that line all the way across here, we're damn near at that same exact point, right? So $200 is where we're headed right here. We are just below there, but if you trust this, you see how it played out. You see how this became a wedge, a bull flag, and it broke out up to the upside to set, all-time high. Well, went towards all-time high, and that didn't work out. So what I saw is, look, you got your cup. You filled the gap here. Now you have another handle. So you take this guy and you move it over here. All right, this almost started to work out, but it didn't. It kind of failed us, and we didn't have, well, this should be this whole entire thing here, like that. You'll see what I mean. Let me go back over here. One step ahead of you guys. So if you go to the bottom of this one for this gap fill, and then you take this leg and you put it all the way over here, that's what this little mark is right there. Since we have that one, we'll just go back here. So this distance from here is that distance from there to there. That's where I expect us to shoot up for filling this gap. This is a cup. This is a handle. This is a W on the handle. This is an extremely bullish setup. It's showing me that the rocket is filled up. You need to get your bags packed, because if you weren't able to get this gain, you're going to get a very similar gain, in my opinion. This does touch close to $400. I have a price target of $420.69. I just got to see it for the culture. You know what I'm saying? I think it's going to be hilarious if that does play out. There's no telling if it does or if it doesn't. I'm just double checking that we don't have anybody in the background not able to come up. That'd be hilarious, and I would apologize. But I did send this out to a few people before I started the stream. But again, let's take a closer look onto this one. See what we got cooking here. And let me go to 4 hours. All right, that's perfect. So this is what we've been seeing recently. This is where we've kind of been at as far as the charts and everything. This is crazy. I got like here, here, here. This is the camera view. This is the operational share your screen view. It's just hilarious. I got to get all. I can't have 4 different charts up here. This is the one I actually do the work from, and I got my little control station right here. I got my weed pen. But we hit the gap fill right there. It broke down. It sold off. Typically, we expect that. That's your handle, and it retested it. But we set a new all-time high, which is extremely bullish. We coiled up for a nice bull flag, but that broke down. We weren't able to sustain that, and it came all the way the fuck back down here to 100. This is the only time we saw that. But we have a head and shoulder. Inverted head and shoulder means you have 2 points here, one there. When it comes down, that's a reversal pattern. If you see that, it's likely bullish momentum from that point forward. You take a head and shoulder pattern, a true reversal. You come back up here. You test previous points of resistance along this little channel, because if you see this bottom line here, if you see this top one, you look all the way across here. That's where you topped out. That's my channel. Sure, you went a little bit higher here, but that's where I was looking at this channel, about 185, just 186-ish. You can maybe even call it 190, just around the number. But if you go back down here to where it bounced and bounced and bounced and bounced and bounced, and then you started setting new highs, you started trending with the new highs on top of that. So that's the indicator I needed to see that we are truly in a reversal. This is likelihood going to fill that gap and get us back up to $300, because we have a W. Bullish indicator number one is the inverted head and shoulder at the reversal pattern. On top of that, we have a strong trend right here, which is holding. We dipped through just a little bit here, but I think that we recover, and it's just the choppiness of it. But you can also look at this as a gap fill as well. If you take this top right here, filled the gap, distance from the reversal to there, that's this distance right here. Watch, I'll show you. You take this right here, where's your top? Right about there. Is that lined up? Yeah, that should be good there. And you push this right here. We'll just put it where it's at right about right now, 170-ish. Again, $300 or so is where this should be running to if you fill the gap there. And every likelihood scenario, I mean, that's what it's showing us what it would like to do. If you were able to reclaim all-time high and create support there, that's where you start to channel yourselves up to the 400 and even higher. $1,000 doesn't seem out of the playbook, and the next year to 2 years, it would all depend on a lot of different situations. But I think that it's a realistic price target. Anything right now, I think you're in good buying position, because you got to think, most of us talk about altcoins looking for a simple 3 to 5x typically in a bull run. So if you get Solana from this point right now to hit a 5x, that takes you damn near to $1,000. So that's not crazy to think that it could happen. Anybody that says you're like it can't, well, you're nuts. So taking Solana right now and playing out the likelihood with most of this charting and indicators and all of this fun stuff, that seems like the easy bet. That seems like this smooth brain. You don't have to think too much about this. You can go about your regular life and you'd be all right. Because I try to tell people, investing should be improving the quality of your life or preparing for the later years, for your future generations, if that's the way you look at it. For me personally, it's improving the quality of my life and teaching people how they can live a 9-to-5 lifestyle and 9-to-5 life and earn, a 6-figure lifestyle. But most people want the quick money. They don't have the patience. Anybody that had the patience down here, believed in Solana and rode this all the way down, I mean, you made a bag and a half, depending on how bad you were down. And there's tons of opportunity along the way. This bull run right here, I mean, that's a run. You're in a bull market since this point. This is a bull run. This is a run. And then we're looking like we're setting up for a monumental run right here. That's why we got the rockets in the chat. That's why we're looking to, get up into these ranges of $400 to $500. That's why $1,000 Solana does not seem like it's crazy talk. I mean, if you look at this and you put your targets in reality, this is just the beginning. This is only a short period of time. You're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4.5 to 5 years right now. Think about how long it took Bitcoin and Ethereum to get where they're at. Put that in perspective of where you're at right now. That should be telling you something. When you zoom all the way out, you can see that the rockets are getting ready to light. You see the W. You see it's clear as day. Gap fill, bullish flag, broke up, retested. It's just easy to see it. It's super, super simple. Solana made simple to a T, right? That's what we got, guys. That's what the charts look like. That's what we are cooking with. And I made a post yesterday kind of talking about this. I think that you know, I think we're really back at this point. I think that there's a lot of exciting things going on in the space. I think that there's attention to old things. I think that people are really building for the longevity, not just what casino can I build. So it'll be exciting to see the way things play out. I mean, I've definitely got my eyes on a couple different plays, and be in position where I'm at with Soul BTC, just in general, BTC Fi kicking up to this degree. I'm extremely excited about it. I mean, you can chase the pumps on meme coins. You can chase the launch pads. You can do all of this shit, but like, are you able to take that value with you going forward? Sure, you can learn about the culture. Sure, you can learn about what makes this place tick, but do the math, do your research. What really makes wealth? And it's not meme coins. So have fun, but just really think about that and think about where your head's going to be at if you're like, damn, I lost, let's just say $5,000 in meme coins, and I didn't ever really make a bag. I broke even at best, whatever. But I made some great communities. Cool, man. Why do you think this came up earlier? That the Superbase guys, they're talking about, if you're a creator, go launch or if you're a meme coin guy or something, go launch an NFT collection or some shit like that, because of the parallel with some other people making $11,000 in Solana. Does that sound like a community that wants to? I mean, my head goes different ways with it. It doesn't sound like the place I want to be at, because it's like, wait, what happened to us pushing the meme coins? What happened to pushing the content creators and doing this stuff? That's like me making a generated collection, be like, hey guys, go mint my collection out. I have no idea what I'm going to do with it, and I have no idea what I'm going to do with the other one that I had you guys mint out, and I have no idea what I'm going to do with all of the shit I just created right here, but you should definitely mint my NFT. No. No, we're not doing that. I think your funds are better put in bottom line staking with Marinade. You can instantly unstake it if you'd like to go purchase an NFT. But buy something of real value. Buy something where people are, right next to you, not just in the trenches, right next to you on the timeline, right next to you in your DMs, right next to you, for years to come. There's such a small fraction of meme coins that live year after year, that communities are there that ever see the light of day again. Sure, there are, more chances than not of some of these working. Well, no, I wouldn't even say that. And more chances of the success story than outside of crypto is what I mean. Like, small businesses are known to fail, but old businesses, old ideas, I think turn up and find success more in this area. So there is a chance for it, but likelihood, if I was to be a betting man, I would bet that that's a terrible fucking idea. Go back to the original collection and probably revisit that. That's just the way my mind works, especially with the influence some of these people have. It's like, bro, what? Like, people believe in your shit. And I also look at it as, hey, there's a door left wide open for the next person that wants to capitalize on an opportunity of bringing real value, bringing real vibes to the space. Like, everything is fun until you're wondering, what happened to my funds? Why isn't anything happening with the collection, and why am I buying a new one? Somebody suggested, putting trade swapping as a tool or something like that, and like, that's great for a collection, but don't charge your holders to change the traits. Like, DeGods has that set up where it's free. I don't think you even need to own a DeGod. You can go create your own one on their website. So it's like, those are things that you can do for free if you build them out. I don't think you should extract that way. There's other ways to use your funds and do things, and just launching a collection because you saw somebody else find success with it. It just sounds like low effort, recycled behavior from 2020, 21, where we had that meta where it was possible. I just, big warning to anybody that's thinking about that. Don't do it. Go buy a better NFT. Go buy a Fox. Go buy a Meerkat. Go buy a Gains if you like something new. Like, there's a lot of options out there. Or save your money and buy yourself a Gecko. I don't know what to tell you, but there's better options for NFTs than going that route. And it was brought up to me, and it made me think about it a little bit more. So I wanted to tap into that. Other than that, I'm really focused on the DeFi plays and the institutional interest, and getting people to understand that they can partake and participate. Let them make their own decisions down the road. But as long as they're secure, as long as they're functional, Having an email address is great, but if you don't know how to send and receive email, what good is that? You know what I'm saying? Like that's just the way that I look at things. So yeah, having crypto is great, but if people don't know how to use the wallet, they don't know how to interact with the ecosystem. I think that's a little bit of a disservice. One of the things I reached out to a couple creators that are in the space of building communities or in the spaces of working groups and stuff. Let me get this fucking thing off the chart here. But people that are in the field of building out communities, supporting people in the space, helping share, what worked with them and stuff like that. Like that's the kind of stuff I'm looking to connect with a little bit more so than anything else. Content creators that are aligned with the same thing. I think that that's a huge area of development and growth. That I think that people could tap into. I love when I get these crazy notifications that I've never heard the sound of before. I'm like, is that an alarm of a bomb about to go off, or what the hell is going on here? But in the meantime, let me take a look at that message.
I was glued to the charts. Every dip felt like the bottom. Every pump, just the beginning. But it never was. I lost sleep. I lost some soul. Then, I lost myself. Until I didn't. There was another way. I didn't have to chase green candles. I could make my soul work for me. Marinade staking. Instead of betting on meme coins, validators were competing for my stake. Hundreds of them, competing for the highest rewards. But not everyone gets my stake. Only the best earn it. No downtime, no shortcuts. Sam automatically delegates my stake to the top validators. Miss the APY threshold? No stake. Underperform? Bonds protect my rewards. And the best part? It works for both liquid and native staking. It's time to stop playing the game and start stacking wins. Minimize risk, maximize rewards. Marinade staking.
Simple as that, guys. I really do like the SAM feature, the automated marketplace. That's pretty dope. I like the recipes that are coming up. I like the idea of learning more about it and getting people to understand. Think of this as a long-term savings and investment account. Like there is going to be volatility. You don't want to put all your funds into it. Unless you can sustain that lifestyle or that business practice. Like I said, I made that video for that company, where they went completely all in on it. Do what you got to do. I'm not a financial advisor, and if you want to pay me to be one, I'll probably tell you pretty similar stuff I'm saying right now. Is don't go all in, diversify yourself. But definitely, the most important reason that you want to stake is because of the inflation on Solana. That does happen, and it's similar to the dollar. The example that I'm going to play right here is from Nikki. He just makes it pretty clear right here. So this is why you guys want
people, right? Solana is inflating every year. It is a built-in mechanism that is very purposeful. The same way that, like Bitcoin and Ethereum inflate. Obviously, Bitcoin's the only one that's capped from that. If you are not staking, basically the asset is inflating without you. It's the same economic concept around you'll see people in the US who are, have a decent job and are earning, but hear that the market is scary. So they'll put, every dime they ever save into a savings account that's earning them 0.1% yield. So the US dollar is inflating without you really knowing or seeing the exact rate at which it's inflating at. So you're losing, right? By just sticking it in a checking account, you're losing. I mean, recent numbers have been bad, as much as, 15% year over year by not investing in the market. So even if you have, because the biggest feedback we'll get for why people aren't staking, like, oh, I only have 15 SOL, it's not worth it. It is always worth it. I don't care how much SOL you have. You should be staking either through native or LST, because otherwise the asset is inflating 10% a year without you. So you're basically down that percentage every year, regardless of all other prices. So just to get that out of the way, like you should absolutely be staking, or you're starting at a loss. I don't care if you have one SOL, you should be.
Pretty simple stuff, guys. I don't want to beat a dead horse, but I am going to remind you, you should be sticking with Marinade Finance. It's the best way to put your funds to work, and there's going to be options for you to, use that down the road. So just think about it like this. If you're earning 8% roughly on your Solana, and it runs up to $1,000 from where it's at right now, do the math, look at the rewards. And the other thing I want to mention is, again, I mentioned it earlier, BTC Sol is a dual asset accumulation strategy, being able to earn Bitcoin from your Solana. That's a no-brainer in my opinion. And once recipes kick up, you'll be able to pick your own flavor and mix up the batch however you guys see fit. But I think we are going to wrap this up a little bit earlier today just because it's such a busy day as far as content, streams, and everything else. I don't have many windows of opportunity today, so we're going to rock this one out a little bit earlier. But since it is a special announcement situation today, I might as well throw this into the bag of things. Tomorrow, I'm going to be hosting a one-on-one show. You guys have tuned into that. You caught the last one with Dev Majesty. Knocked it out of the park with that one, I must say. Really enjoyed that one. But we got a homie. You guys probably know him. Let me just pull up his account, and then we will get out of here. You probably know him. You probably love him. You see his face and his big-ass smile all the time. But I got to meet him down in Miami. And, came up to me, he was like, yo, SMS. And it was like, that's my first time going to like a community event where it's like, I wasn't working. I was just there for the vibes, just there to, connect and network with people, get contacts. And that's the reason for the IRL. Like, that's where the alpha is. It's literally to meet people and connect and share experiences and all of that kind of stuff. Create memories. Why am I going to my account? Dumb motherfucker. Dun, 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 dun. And then we'll get out of here after this. Yeah, show me the account, guy. All right. Here we go. You might recognize the name here. Let me get this thing off here. No need for that. All right, zoom in on here. This is going to be our guest tomorrow on the one-on-one show. This is Big Boy. He's vibing and surviving. Ghost Gamer Guild saved him, slicing and dicing with Katana, creating with the fam at Icon Studio. Shout out to the icons out there. If you're an icon yourself, there is a long history of that community. I've been close friends with a lot of them. I was actually one of the first icons back when they were the homie style. So long line of history and lineage over there, I guess you could kind of say. But without further ado, okay, yeah, I do this all the time because I'm a noob. Jules, I see you just joined, but I'm actually wrapping this up right now, so I'm not even going to be bringing you up, dude. Literally was just doing the exit. So sorry about the timing. But it is close to the top of the hour. I got a busy day ahead of me. And like I said, I got some content that I want to work on. But Big Boy will be joining us tomorrow for the one-on-one show, and it'll be probably around 11 o'clock. I think that's what we decided on. I can't remember what we discussed last, but I'm going to DM him actually right after this and make sure we get that set up for the post. I did the image, but I wanted to do the announcement today and let you guys know that we're going to be joining with Big Boy tomorrow for the one-on-one show. All right, with that being said, guys, catch you later on the daily stream, and tune into the Kaizen Spotlight 33. There's an additional project that was just added midstream, so that'll be exciting to see how that plays out. Take care of yourself.